All right, how's it going, people? Morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. Don from Kenya Guinness TV, and back again with another video. So basically, this is a weekend recap. Kwame's been quite an eventful weekend. First things first, how you doing, bro? How you faring on?
I'm feeling rather bullish. For the Greeks, they are saying the gods this time have done their thing. For us Christians, we're like, oh God, man, thank you for giving us a break. Yeah, man, it's been a favorable weekend for us. Liverpool has dropped some points, and so it's in our hands now. It's ours to lose. It's ours to lose. So
Talking about it being in our hands, actually, that's the main discussion that I want me and you to talk about. You're right. It's basically in our hands. Klopp has bottled it. We're now the same. Actually, we're now tied as far as our point difference is concerned. The only thing that is actually keeping us above Liverpool is goal difference. And this brings me to the games before we went to the international break. That we beat guys 5, 6, 7. Those goal difference these were now they actually really come in. And you're right. It's all in our hands right now. All we need to do by this is just win all our games. Because as is right now, we're top of the league. All we need to do is just win all our games. But at the same time, also not forgetting that Man City is just 2 points, by the way, 2 points close to us. Your thoughts on this, bro? What do you make of this, man? Are you confident? Are you seeing this thing coming, Bana? Because me, I'm already seeing it. I don't want to be excited.
But I'm so used to disappointment. It's been 20 years since we last won the Premier League.
Yeah.
And since the days of Mustafi, Squillaci, when you look at the time it has taken, the time it has taken us to change. In fact, we only have a few Wenger remnants, Smith Rowe and
basically just the academy players. Hello, Kwame.
Yeah, sorry, the internet disappeared a bit.
So yeah. So you're talking about us having Wenger's remnants. And
yes. Smith Rowe and Ketia. In fact, anybody who remained from Wenger, who's performing is only, I think, Saka. Everybody else has changed, and I can see why. Because Wenger never shouted at people. Wenger was very polite. He was a father figure and all that. If you need that, you look for your wife or your dad or your mom. Like when you go to a place like that, and you know that results are required. That's why these guys were so used to so many chances, bottling it, getting under pressure, because the Wenger was too soft on them. Like Nketiah, he feels the pressure. What's his name? Smith Rowe and this other guy. What's his name?
Chris Nelson.
I mean, those guys have the best coach. You can imagine if you have the best coach in your team, all you need to do is perform. He'll tell you, he'll already give you a profile of he'll give you like inside knowledge on how to handle your opponents. I mean, that guy is like a professor. He knows everything there is to know about football psychology, about tactics, about everything. So if you can't perform on such a team, then you're not supposed to be there. So, but back to your question, these are interesting times. I think the reason why I have a very good feeling about this, there's an excitement, but there's still also some stoic, kind of like grounded energy that Arsenal exudes. Of all the teams in the Premier League, Arsenal has the best defense. Of all the teams in the Premier League, Arsenal has the most goals scored. Without a striker, most goals scored. Right? In terms of XG, that is opportunities inside the box. Arsenal has, for all teams that are faced, when Man City faced us, they are the lowest XG. When Liverpool faced us, they are the lowest XG. So long as people meet us, their chances in front of goal are reduced next to nothing,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We also have a good track record. We don't have that many red cards. We used to have silly red cards because of Saka.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
Jaka,
Saka,
Jaka,
Saka,
Jaka. Okay.
Janit. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, so I was so used to silly things happening, either a silly red card
Yeah.
or a leaky defense or
Yeah.
no clear identity, playing identity style. But now
Yeah.
people are beginning to see what Ateta ball looks like.
No,
Like
hundred percent.
Ateta can park the bus and hit you on the counter like Mourinho. Ateta can
Yeah.
play possession football like Barcelona and Man City.
Yeah.
Ateta they can do the dark arts of defending, like those dirty tactics of Man City of professional fouls. Arsenal are
Mm.
becoming professional at that. Like there's
Yeah.
so many good things to think about it, such that, and I don't want to sound like a loser, that
Yeah.
even if say we become number two, which is, I think the worst will be is number 2 or 3, the
Yeah.
worst,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will
That's the
not
worst.
I will not hold my head down and say, oh, Ateta has performed badly, because now we control games. You see, like last year, we were scoring many
Hmm.
goals, but also
Yeah.
we were
Conceding.
conceding so many goals.
Oh yeah, hundred
Yeah,
percent.
so
Yeah.
it was not, we were not, now the concept of game management. If you want to teach an aspiring coach or a casual footballer to learn about football, tell them to watch
Yeah.
Arsenal. How do you control games? How do you control games? They can say, okay, have the possession, but
Yeah.
you're not going to come anywhere near us. You're not going to come
Yeah.
anywhere near us, like Man City. They knew our midfielder, we only had Odegaard. We cannot compete with them player
Hmm.
for player midfield. So
Yeah.
we know our weaknesses, we know our
Yeah.
strengths. So that's what a good
Yeah.
coach is. I'm not going to, I know my weight size is lower, then I get into a ring with Mike Tyson, knowing I'll be knocked out, right? So I play according to my strengths. I know I have very
Yeah.
great wingers in Saka and Martinelli,
Yeah.
and I can
Yeah.
play Pusam and pretend like I'm just letting you have the ball in the safe
Right.
areas. Once
Right. Right.
you get tired of passing around and you lose concentration, I hit you on the counter. By the way, if
Yeah.
Jesus scored right now, would have been how many points? But they just think about it. If Jesus took his chance, if Trossard took his chance and
Hold on,
passed the
just to
ball,
be clear, Kwame. Just to be clear, Kwame. This we are basically talking about them taking their chances in the Man City game, right?
yeah, I'm just saying, you see, you're
Yeah.
telling me what I think about Arsenal now, and I'm showing you the
Yeah.
progression of what the old Arsenal that was full of
Yeah.
mistakes, and they were fighting amongst one another. Then there were prima donnas like Aubameyang and Lacazette. Then there were
Yeah.
groups within groups, like the rich kids in one corner. Like all everybody are in boxes. But right now, the team is, we are one. We are
Yes.
one. There's no
United. Yeah.
prima donna. Yeah, the
Yeah.
captain, I can call him Captain Fantastic. That guy, he leads by example. Nobody runs more than Odegaard. He covers always over 110 kilometers most
Yeah.
games,
Yeah.
right? So he leads
Right.
by example. So I am so proud. Like the way you have a proud father, like your kid might not have won a medal. He came number 3, and he did his best. That's how I feel about Arsenal.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Arsenal. Like right now, so many people are salty. Like Chelsea guys, the pundits. We were the banter team. Everybody
Yeah.
would throw shade at
Yeah.
Arsenal and make fun. Yeah, and yeah, because of how passionate. Yeah, we almost called delusional.
But let me
Like
tell you
you
one thing,
guys. Why?
Kwame.
Yeah,
Let me tell you one
yeah.
thing. You see, the reason why actually guys have been writing us off, guys have been underrating us, and talking shit about us. Nobody actually wants to give us a chance. Why? We've created a trend of bottling it towards the
Yeah, so
business
we
side of
have
the
a lot
thing.
of history of bottling. Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
we have a lot of history of bottling. But let me tell you one thing: if you go ahead and actually win the Premier League this season, believe me, but then the narrative is going to change. There's going to be respect
Yeah.
on Arsenal. So as much as they are blaming guys are writing us off. Guys are
Can I
used to
can I
calling
throw
us.
can I throw can I throw a spanner into the works?
Yeah, yeah, sure, go ahead. Yeah.
If you are to choose between winning the Premier League and the UEFA Champions League, which one will you
Mm-hmm.
choose? Like this
Yo,
Arsenal team right now, which one
yeah.
would you prefer, them to win the Premier League or the Champions League?
Listen, it's a very simple question, by there. For me, I need I need the Champions League because we've done the Premier League before. So Ateta winning, just imagine this, Kwame. Ateta coming in, getting the Champions League the first time and winning it. What yani, imagine that.
That would be mad. That would be
That would be
mad.
mad, Ghana. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. That would be a record that I don't think.
The streets, I think it will be a public holiday in some parts of the world.
I'm telling
I
you.
don't think there's no work that is going to happen. I think I'll go for a holiday.
So me, if you ask
We
me the
win the
question, by
Champions
the
League. Hey.
if you had to ask me that question, by the for me, it's clear. I won the Champions League. I can forgo. Yeah, and tell you what, Kwame. If it so happens actually we lose the Premier League, yeah, but then go ahead and win the Champions League, do you know, but the respect that will be given is going to be top notch. So for me, I won the Champions League. But I mean, right now, by the way, Kwame, I can confidently say this. You know, me, I've been watching my team. I've been watching my team. I can confidently tell you right now, Arsenal is the best because I watch. I've seen Man City. I've seen Liverpool. I've seen the Real Madrid plays, Barcelona, and I'm telling you right now, by the Arsenal is the best team right now in the world. Looking at that defense, I can tell you, Kwame, but they're the best team in the world, and we can go all the way. All you need to do is just continue believing. Because I'll give an
Can I
example.
can, can I say okay, sorry.
The reason why I'm actually saying we're the best team right now. Look at Man City. Despite the fact
Can I
of
just
them
clarify
scoring
something
goals,
so that I know what you're explaining?
yes,
Are we are the best team, but we are not the best players? Can we say that? We
yes,
are the
yes,
best team, but not the best players. Can we say that?
we can say that. So let me say this: if you look at the way Man City is right now in the Premier League, in the Champions League, despite the fact of them scoring goals, but they're conceding goals. They're equally conceding goals. Same to Liverpool. Look at
Yeah.
Arsenal right now. The number of clean sheets we've been keeping. Look at the clean sheets we've been keeping, by the way.
We are a
Look at Man
machine.
City.
Now you've seen we are being called a machine.
We have been
Arsenal
called a
machine.
machine. If you look at
Because
Man City,
keeping
they
that number
play.
of clean sheets is unheard of.
It's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to do. Look at Man City. They beat Crystal Palace yesterday, but they conceded 2 goals. Look at Liverpool. They beat they drew with Manu, but they conceded 2 goals. Us, we've been keeping clean sheet, but actually, since January clocked in, have we lost any game in the Premier League apart from the FA Cup?
We've not.
We haven't lost any game.
No, no. Yeah.
And that's what I'm telling you, I can confidently say we are the better team right now. It's all in our hands, Kwame.
Mm.
But anyway, switching gears, Klopp bottles it. So Manchester United, by the way, glory, glory, Man United. I mean,
There's
what
no
makes
glory
football
there anymore.
interesting? What
That
makes
the
what
game today was so chaotic. There was no defensive discipline. Like, hey, they got some balls they were giving away. Man, it's just a
Mm,
mess. Like, I can imagine how it was looking at Arsenal before Arteta came. I mean, like, it's sad when you
yeah,
don't have
yeah,
a good coach.
yeah.
Sad.
So
So
yeah. Go ahead, Kwame.
oh yeah, I just want you to tell me what's the line of what are we discussing now? I mean, like, what did you
The
want us
line,
to
the line we're
discuss now?
basically discussing right now is: has Klopp bottled it? Do you see Klopp actually going all the way for the next 7 games he has? Do you see him actually going, winning all his games, or do you foresee Klopp bottling it in the games that he has, that he has
If
coming
if
up?
if if, all, if majority of his games were at Anfield, there is no bottling in Anfield. But
Yeah,
he has to go away to West Ham.
yeah,
He has to go away to, is it Everton? He's got a
mm-hmm.
few places that are tough to go to. And
Yeah,
then he's got hard games with Tottenham and I think Aston Villa. And he still has to play the Europa. So I think they have bottled it. They have bottled it. I know it's sad
yeah,
to say, but you see, right now we have 7 games in
yeah,
left.
yeah,
7 games. So right
yeah. We
now
have
there is
7
no
games.
more room.
Yeah,
When you are game 19, game 10, game 15, But now the games are less than 10.
Right.
Less than 10. Today, when the games end today, now there are 7 left. If we play, 6 left.
Yeah.
So any game you lose right now, even Arsenal, that's why I don't want us to get carried away. We lose 2
Yeah.
games, that's
Yeah.
it. We lose 1 game, that's it.
Yeah.
1 game,
Because one thing
that's
I
it.
know
Because
for
right now,
sure, one thing,
sorry?
yeah, one thing I know for sure, but with Pep, Pep has the capability of going all the way. For these 7 games, one thing that actually makes Man City the top team in the world right now is that they know how to thrive under pressure. Man City have mastered the art. Pep has mastered the art of thriving under pressure. So we're looking at Klopp's, looking at the game Pep has in his the Man City has left. I don't see actually Pep dropping points anytime soon. I don't see. Matter of fact, actually, that if there's a team that we basically need to fear, despite the fact of them being is it 2 points or 1 point behind us? I think it's 1 point behind us.
1,
Is Man City? It's 1 point, right?
1. The
Yeah, it's
difference
Man
between the
City.
three, yeah, it's 1.
Yeah. So for Klopp, well, this is the Premier League. You never know, but you can somehow see that they're struggling, and you see, owing to the fact that they're now getting back in the European League. So they're also going to have games back to back, the same way Arsenal and Man City also we're going to be having games back to back in terms of the Champions League. They're also going back to the Europa Cup. So Klopp, I don't know,
Now
unless
there's one
maybe
thing. There's one thing you mentioned.
yeah.
Klopp is the only person who's beaten Man City to win the Premier League. I think
Mm-hmm.
twice. Hmm? Man
No,
City
once.
has won most of them. Once, eh? Not twice.
Yeah, once. Yeah, Klopp
Klopp
has
has
only
not
won the
won
Premier
2
League
Premier.
once.
Not twice.
No, twice, just once. He's won the Champions League and then he's won the Premier League.
Uh,
Yeah.
so he's not won it twice, just once.
That's why actually, when people tell me, when I hear guys telling me that guys trying to compare Pep's era and Klopp's era, that there's no rivalry there. Me, the best rivalry I've seen in the Premier League is Wenger and Fergie. You remember back in the days we'd go on and
Yeah,
you
they
look,
used to switch.
yeah, it's been domination by Pep. Klopp has only won the Premier League once, so there's no comparison there. You can't compare Klopp to Wenger. But anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I was saying, Arsenal. We've our failures since Arteta came
Yeah.
have put us in this position. Everything we have faced, a leaky defense. We used to be called bottle jobs. We used to be the softies. When Arsenal have always been known to be a good, beautiful football playing club, but most teams would come and bully us and win the games. Do you remember that became like our identity, or rather how we were seen? Like, I just go bully those
Plotting.
guys, and then you lose. They rough you up. Not that they were better footballers. They just rough you up, and then you
Yeah.
can't. Now we can play beautiful soccer.
Right.
You cannot bully us. We bully you. You don't bully us, we bully you. Right? But now the
Yeah.
point I wanted to make, despite the
Mm-hmm.
growth, because I feel like we've grown a lot through the failures, is experience. None of those
Oh yeah.
kids, apart from Juninho and Havertz, have
Right.
experienced what it is like to play and win the Champions League.
Yeah.
By
Yeah.
the goal that was scored by Chelsea to win the Champions League was scored by Havertz, by the way.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I remember
Yeah.
very well. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Juninho has played at a high level for a long time, and he's very
Mm-hmm.
technical, although he's just above 30.
Yeah.
So maybe they're the ones who are giving us the experiences. That's why they are such a big influence to the young squad, right?
Yeah.
But experience-wise, on paper, that's why the odds are showing Man City, then Liverpool, then us, because we have never, like many of these kids have never fought for the Premier League, never.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then Champions League, it's also the first time. Now,
Yeah.
speaking about that, yes, that's the only fear, but I trust the reason that's giving me a lot of confidence is a defense. We can afford to play badly because we know
Mm-hmm.
we are not going to give you many chances,
Yeah.
right? And that
You're
is the
right.
security. If we were leaky, you're seeing the problem with Liverpool. Liverpool dominated Man United, but
Mm-hmm.
because their defense was too shaky,
Yeah.
they left a lot of gaps for a chaotic Man United. Now,
Yeah.
Arsenal,
Yeah.
if there's any word I can choose in the vocabulary or in the dictionary, I cannot use chaotic. We are such a controlled team. Like everything is by design. It's not, when you have so like over 5 clean sheets, that's not a mistake.
Yeah,
That's
that's not a
not by
mistake.
chance.
Yeah,
That
100%.
is careful, meticulous planning by Arteta, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
so for me, I think the games in front of us, because most of these teams, most of these teams, their players are getting injured and tired. These are the final
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
We've just had fresh people come in. Like Jesus has been out for a long time. He's
Yeah.
fresh.
Now he's
He's not
back.
feeling the pain of coming towards the end of the season.
Yep.
Tomiyasu has been out for a long time. He's coming back fresh. Kiwior has been sitting on the bench for a long time, but he started shining from January. He has a lot to
Yeah.
prove. He's still fresh, right? Saka seems the evergreen Saka. That guy, he just needs to sleep. He's like a mutant, like he's part of the X-Men. That guy, I
Yeah.
think he just enters water, he comes out, he's
And he's
okay.
fresh.
Because he always comes out limping, he comes back fresh.
Yeah.
So that's the if you're to ask me, of course Ateta cannot reveal his secrets, but
Yeah.
if there's something that we have that many don't have is squad depth,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then we can win that. You see, if the games are few, you see, you cannot plan for 20 games. But now Ateta needs to have a strategy or a master plan for how many games?
Yep.
7. Just 7. So 7 finals. 7
7
finals.
finals.
This one
Imagine
you
that.
can do. You remember like the Champions League that Chelsea won with this Italian coach, the one that Drogba won, and they were playing really
Conte.
badly. It was
Not
not
Conte.
Conte. It starts with D. Di Matteo.
Di Matteo.
Di
Yeah. Di
Matteo.
Matteo. Yeah. Yeah.
Di Matteo. Now, Di Matteo was just a strategist.
Yeah.
Like the way you come in and you're like, okay, you see the beauty about Champions League. The hardest one to win is Premier League because there are 38 games. You cannot fake
Yes.
38 games.
Yeah.
But for a championship, we can play the way we played against Man City. We can score and defend until you go.
Yeah.
You see, so
Yeah.
I think I don't want to. We are the best team as a team, but when you look at Real Madrid and Man City, those squads are crazy, right? But
Yeah.
I feel we can do a number on them. We can do an Italian job on them. We can strategize because it's just a few games. Think
Just a
about
few
it.
games.
Champions League, how many games are we going to play? We just have the quarterfinals. I don't consider Bayern competition because they have already messed up and then they are going to come to our place without fans.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
friend, we are going to batter them, right? So
Yeah.
when you go back there, we don't need to play expansive football. We'll have already done the job at the
Mm-hmm.
Emirates. You see?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now that will leave us. We got the semi-final and the final. How many games
Yeah.
are those?
Those are basically just
4.
4 games. Yeah.
4 games. So that's what I'm saying. Right now, even a work team can engineer a win. You
Mm.
see, right now
Yeah.
where we are, if we win all our games, we've won the Premier
Yeah.
League. We don't want to say it out loud
100%.
because it will put pressure on the players. But the truth is, the secret truth is, if we are right now, we have a mathematical chance of winning it. So long as
True.
it remains exactly the same on goal
Yeah.
difference.
Mm-hmm.
Our goal difference is more than 10, right?
Yeah.
We can win. Yeah.
You can
So
win.
all
Yeah.
we need, in fact, all we need to happen is for Liverpool to draw one more time, just once in the rest of the games, so that now it's not at all. By the way, I think we use the wrong ones. It's not in our hands because
Yeah.
mathematically it's in our hands, but
Yeah. Yeah.
we can decide to win one. We can decide to win 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, and then Liverpool decides we are angry because of the game today. They win
Mm. Mm.
6-0, 6-0, 5-0, and we're out.
Oh yeah, by the way. Actually,
You
I didn't
see,
even think of it. I didn't even think of it in that perspective because technically We are tied in terms of points. The only thing that is actually keeping us above Liverpool
Goal
is
difference.
goal difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So that's what I said. They don't need to lose. They
Mhm.
just need to draw. If they draw one and we win all our games, then they have no chance of winning us.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's what I am. Whatever, I'm just praying. But I think we might just shock the world because I know Bayern will kick out. I don't want to sound arrogant, but I am super confident that we'll kick out Bayern. So it's now either we meet Man City or Real Madrid,
yeah,
right? I hope it's Man City because we already know them and it's easy to know
yeah,
how to beat them, right?
yeah.
Then we
Actually, by
meet
the Man
either PSG.
City, Pep, City is also playing with Real Madrid this Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Ah, and it's a home game for City, or where does it start? Does it start at
Maybe
it
that's
starts at
that's the other thing. You see, because I know them. I'm not sure whether it's home or away, but I know
yeah,
they are playing. But now the
yeah.
beauty is either I don't know whether they're playing Tuesday or Wednesday,
I think
but
it's
they are
Tuesday. It's the
playing.
same
Hmm?
time. It's the same time. I think I saw that it's the same time. It's the same time we are playing with Bayern.
Now the only advantage you see for us,
Mm-hmm.
we are not playing. But I don't consider Bayern is going to give us so much hell that now it affects our Premier League. But Real Madrid will make Man City sweat, and so
Yeah.
I hope that they sweat, that they will drop some points for the Premier League. That's what I'm secretly praying for. That
Yeah.
Pep, that Real Madrid gives them such a tough run. Now, the worst thing that can happen is Real Madrid
Mm-hmm.
kicks them, like beats them 5-0 first leg.
Yep.
Then second leg, these guys have to score more than 5 goals. Then
Right.
if they come out in this first round,
Mm-hmm.
hey, unless Arsenal drops, if Arsenal drops, Man City will win all the games because they'll only have to focus on one thing.
No, 100%. But the truth be told, in fact, right
But
now,
but if they
say,
but if they go forward,
yeah,
they meet us. So that's what I'm saying. If we win this time, we deserve it. If we win,
yeah. So,
we deserve it.
so actually, Kwame, just bring you now to the last bit of this discussion. From these three players, not three players, from these three coaches,
Coaches.
Klopp, you already know by that Klopp is he's basically leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. Then you have Pep.
Your,
I mean,
your,
Pep
your
has won
phone is
everything.
vibrating. Your phone is vibrating.
Sorry. Yeah. So you know that Klopp is already actually leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. Then Pep has
Yeah.
already won everything. Then you have Arteta, who's the new kid on the block. So from these three guys, who do you think? And I don't want you to speak, but as an Arsenal fan, but from your heart,
But
just tell me, but then from your heart,
I think
from your heart,
that's
who do you think truly deserves by then to win the Premier League?
okay. Can I use facts?
Use facts. Yeah,
Who's the best defense in the league?
Arsenal.
Facts wise, facts. Not by handsome. I know Arteta has the best hair out of all of
Yeah.
them,
No,
but
it's
who
facts.
has
It's
the best?
facts. It's not.
Who
It's
has the
facts.
best? Who has the best defense?
It's Arsenal.
Okay. Who has scored the most goals?
It's Arsenal.
Which team has more variety of scorers than one?
Arsenal.
Arsenal. Okay. What other thing? Uh, I think when you look at all key metrics, there are so many. When you go to the stats like Opta, the
Yeah.
XG, expected goals in the penalty box, we have the fewest. When you look at any like potential goals against, like most of the key metrics, the one that's
Yeah.
closest is Man City. But
Right.
when you look at them, all of them in total, Arsenal has the
Mhm.
best. You see,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
if it is on merit alone, as at now, because tomorrow things can change, we can start
Yeah.
losing games. The next 4 games, we lose all of them, then the things changes. But as at
Yeah.
now, based on facts, we are the
Hmm.
best. So if in any event, who deserves to win? The one who's put in the work, has brought up a young team that now have become men, that
Yeah.
now people are beginning to stand up and take notice and respect the
Mm-hmm.
team. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, who wants to see Man City win for another? Is it a fifth time in a row? It
The
doesn't
guys
make
have been
sense.
dominating the Premier League.
Yeah, they've been
Uh,
dominating. So I don't think based on facts, no. Based on just something, everybody wants something new.
yeah.
So it's either Liverpool or Man or Arsenal. But the problem with the Liverpool, they have already won it. And
Yeah.
so the most exciting team right now that is doing all
Mm-hmm.
the right things. If you ask a neutral person, they would want the
Yeah.
underdog to win because on paper,
Yeah.
Liverpool has a better team on paper. I mean, a
Yeah.
better squad,
Better
not
squad. Yeah.
necessarily team, better squad.
Mm-hmm.
Man City also better squad. I mean, when you look at the front three of Man City, when you have Nunes, Salah, and who else? And
Yes.
the guy who Diaz. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
crazy forward line.
Yeah.
I mean, if those three were at Arsenal right now with our team, man, we'd be smashing teams. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So for me, I think with what we have totally surpassed expectations. And yeah,
Yeah.
and it's not being biased. I think Ateta deserves it. Um,
Right.
when you look at in terms of the one coach who's transformed average players or other people who
Mm-hmm.
thought they were average, Havertz,
Yeah.
who has worked on him, Ateta.
Ateta.
Saka,
Yeah.
who has worked on him, Ateta.
Ateta.
Our
Yeah.
own Saka from Holland, who has coached him to become the Saka that he is, Ateta. Almost every
Hold on.
player
Hold on.
in the
Come,
squad,
come, come, come.
Kiwior,
I think. Just to be clear, there's
mm,
Xhaka. There's Xhaka who's currently at Bayer Leverkusen,
there's Granit
and there's
Saka
yeah.
and Saka. So I'm saying both. All of
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
have grown in leaps and bounds. The
Right.
consistency. Remember, Saka could only score with one side of the foot.
Mm.
Now, this when you look at from January, he's learned how to score from both legs now. When you mark this
Yeah.
side, he scores with this side.
Yeah.
When you mark this other side, he scores with this other leg. He was not able to do
Mm.
that. You can tell they have been doing training,
Mm.
right?
Mm. Yeah.
So he has developed players. Kiwior, for the longest time, it was Kiwior out. Let's loan him and sell him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, Kiwior has kicked out Zinchenko. Remember, Zinchenko and Jesus came and transformed the whole team.
Yeah.
Now
Last year,
they are
actually.
bench warmers. They are bench warmers now.
Oh yeah.
There is no guarantee that Jesus will play the first team. There's no guarantee.
Same
That's
to
how good we
Zinchenko.
have become. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
same to Zinchenko. So on that alone, developing players, creating a good culture,
Yeah.
the fans, everything. Like just looking at what he has
Connecting with the
done.
fans. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, like
Yeah.
it's remarkable. I mean, it will make for a very good Disney World story. Like a young guy comes in, he's never coached a big team, takes
Yeah.
them to the quarterfinals. Even right now, even if we don't make it, just the fact
Mm-hmm.
that we never used to make it for the Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we are fighting for the Premier League, and we are in the quarterfinals. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
big deal. Yeah,
No,
and
you're right.
what I'm
You're right.
happy.
Actually,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. Actually, factually speaking, yes, we're Arsenal fans, but Kwame, we actually just mentioned something that makes it very clear that looking at the team that deserves it more as of now, going by the metrics as you've mentioned, improving players, you know, not conceding goals, distributing goals, and who has more goals right in the Premier League. It's honestly Arteta, to be fair. And you guys can also let us know in the comment section who do you think, put your emotions aside. Let's just factually speak. If you've been watching football, who truly but they deserves to win the Premier League?